Alright guys, we got basketball. Let's overreact to some preseason. There is a sponsor in this vid, and we are also very close to just having more stuff to talk about 2 weeks away now. Not talking everything that's happened in preseason so far, but a good amount. I was hoping to start with KD, but he didn't play in the first Rockets game against the Hawks. Let's start with Cooper, and then I'll save the rest of the rookies for like a preseason draft class vid. So in Summer League, Dallas told Cooper, here's the ball, go do everything. Here, we get to see him with the actual starting five. And his two-way impact, it just goes crazy, man. I mean, defensively, he's got a weak side block a minute into the game. He's switching across kind of any position besides the five with no real issue. He ended up on Case and Wallace for a good amount of his defensive possessions. And then offensively, now that he can just be in the flow of the game more, he's just making more solid passes, keeping the machine moving, attacking off the catch, finding Clay for little flip passes. Or when he was able to get a little more aggressive, he's backing down Kaysen and drawing multiple defenders, finds Dwight Powell for a dunk. And for all the talk about him not having to create out of nothing, he did make 2 tough threes out of basically nothing, although one was in a pick and roll. But yeah, you just see the two-way impact immediately. I will say, this won't show up in the stat sheet. There were a couple of plays where he did end up picking the ball up earlier than he wanted to because he wasn't able to get all the way by a defender working in a one-on-one. That is still going to happen sometimes with him. But with how much he's progressed on that stuff from where he started in college to now, like the idea is he's just going to keep getting better at all that. And again, the two-way impact just goes crazy. I think next I want to go to DeAndre Ayton. We've seen kind of everything you can imagine from Ayton so far in 2 preseason games. He has not played with Luka or LeBron, and that is the biggest thing. Offensively, I mean, we've already seen some signature DeAndre Ayton shots, as in hook shots or fadeaways right when he gets the ball in the post, where he might fight for position before he gets the ball, but once he gets it, it's just immediately going up with it. And he's made some, more so in the second game. There have been some screens that have connected well. There have been some screens where it's a quick little something and then he's gone. He's caught a lob. He's missed a lob. He's had defensive plays of Grayson Allen's picking the ball up around the rim and passing it out against him. That's good. Or like a good contest against Pods for a missed layup. Or like he swatted away a lob attempt in the Suns game. And then he's also had a couple plays where like he's contested a little too early, or Moody beat him on a closeout to get a dunk. I don't know. It's been a little all over the place with Ayton, but again, he's got 2 of the best pick and roll guys to play with this season. And they're paying him like $8 million. They didn't trade a bunch of stuff for him, so I mean, we all get it with Ayton. He did have a nice switch on Devin Booker, I'll give him that one. His arms were very active and all that. We've seen LaRavia too, but I just think Ayton's a bigger swing piece. Next up, Desmond Bane for the Magic. The very first play of the game, they run a set where he is flying off a couple of off-ball screens, gets himself an open 3, good stuff. Before we get back to it, this video is sponsored by SeatGeek. Guys, I'm locked in on the Patriots. They went into Buffalo. They gave the Bills their first loss of the season. Drake May was great. Stephon Diggs was great. I'm back in. I'm fully back in on the Patriots. And if I wanted to go to a Patriots game or any sporting event or concert or many things, an NBA game, as we've got preseason here now, then I would use SeatGeek, as I have in the past, and it's always been a good time. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek. And you can use my code FunkyDiabetic10 for 10% off your next order at SeatGeek. SeatGeek rates deals on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. Look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. One more time, FunkyDiabetic10, 10% off any tickets. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Good stuff, man. Oh yeah, the Red Sox are eliminated. And some actions with Wendell early, like that. So many plays of him just pump faking to get the defender off a little bit, and then he's just driving into the middle of the floor and then keeping the whole thing moving. Like, all that might be just as important as his shooting is for them. What I was really looking for was how much interaction was there between him and Paolo. Franz and Suggs were not playing, so it was Bane and Paolo. That's what I had. And there was like one play where Bane set an off-ball screen for Paolo so he could get into the post, and then Bane flashed out of that, just forcing the defense to have to worry about both guys at the same time. It's good stuff. And actually, did I say there was only one play? There was another one where he also ghosted a screen for Paolo and Paolo got a layup. He also ghosted a screen for Tyus and Bane got himself a 3. I was mostly just making sure that Bane wasn't just sitting in the corner. Like, he wasn't. He was moving around. He was using his threat as a shooter to get defenders moving. Great stuff. That's why they traded a whole bunch of picks for him. Next up, let's talk Zion. Clearly the dude lost weight. You can see it especially in how shifty he looks around the perimeter, just like breaking guys down, whether it's at the three-point line or facing up for like a couple feet within the three-point line. They haven't played an NBA team yet. Even so, shout out Dash Daniels. We know the gravity Zion's got. He's got it in his DNA for like little flips to Trey Murphy. He can hit somebody in the opposite corner when the defense has collapsed. It's just a matter of if he can stay healthy and if the weight stays what it is right now. So yeah, good stuff. Shout out Jordan Poole. He's on the Pelicans too. Next, let's go to the Knicks. So I think like a month ago or so, I was like, let's see if Mike Brown has Cat doing the Sabonis DHO stuff. Well, so far, it's been a good amount of Mitch actually doing that from around the three-point line. And of course, that allows Brunson to be moving off ball a bit more, and there's been different assortments around it. Like Cat and Brunson have been on opposite sides of the floor, as Mitch is at the top of the key. Sometimes Brunson and Cat have been on the same side of the floor. It's resulted in like OG getting the DHO from Mitch, or Cat getting an ISO by himself on one side of the floor. They've already tapped a little bit into Cat being able to cut or drive off of Mitch having the ball above the free throw line. So that is cool, having an extra thing in the toolbox. I don't think you're going to see that a million times a game when the real games start. I mean, you're still going to need your Brunson Cat two-man game. And I also think that it is possible to ask Mitch to do too much as a decision maker, but it's a nice extra thing to have. Of course, they got more depth, and so we'll see. I mean, as far as lineup convos, I think the highest ceiling of this team is with Mitch in the game, but they'll have to manage him throughout the season, and we will see if Mike Brown wants to entertain a bit more of like Deuce instead of Josh Hart lineups. Knicks fans, that was a big talking point for them last year. Tibbs just did not entertain it that much. All right, next up, let's go to this Hawks and Rockets game. No KD, but still some stuff. As far as the Rockets offense without Fred and in this one without KD goes, it was a whole lot of Şengün, Shepherd, or Amen at the top of the key, and any sort of screen or DHO or ISO that you could imagine between any of those three, or kind of anybody screening for those three, was a possibility, which was to pretty much be expected. As far as the new look Hawks, one question I had with this team was the lineups. We saw a bunch. I mean, Porzingis started over Okongwu. We saw KP and Okongwu out there. We saw Nikhil and Dyson out there together. And unfortunately for them, they faced the team that is very equipped to not have to worry as much about Porzingis' spacing, because they could just put like Amen or Tari or Jabari on him, and then you could put Şengün somewhere else. And so I didn't get to see much of a Trey Porzingis two-man game. It was more so just whoever Şengün's on set a screen for Trey. But we did get to see Okongwu score in a backdoor cut with Porzingis spacing the floor out, and then another time Porzingis got a layup after Okongwu and Trey ran a pick and roll. So that's some little stuff. And then the possessions where Reed Shepherd had to deal with Nikhil and Dyson, like maybe one would switch off for an action. I just think those two can really hound ball handlers. I mean, Jabari got doubled by both of them in the post, and they took it from him pretty easily. I think the last one we're going to talk about here is the Raptors offense. Pirtle did not play, but quickly, Scotty, RJ, and Ingram played against the Nuggets, and I think it's clear that the Raptors are looking to push the pace. Off of makes, off of misses, it feels like a bit of a Pacers impression. I mean, you got sets where Ingram is running a screen with Mobo at like 18 seconds off of a make. You got quickly flowing off the ball, getting into quick actions, one that opened up an Ingram three. There's been a little bit already of like Scotty trying to brush screen for Ingram, because if you do a regular screen there, teams are just going to switch that. I will say there already have been a couple of plays of like RJ driving or Ingram trying to cook where Scotty's like in the dunker spot or asking for the ball, and maybe Mobo's inside the three-point line as well, and it does look a little cramped. But you can tell they're trying to push the pace. I mean, they got hit-aheads early after a rebound. They got Mobo screening in the backcourt for quickly. I am intrigued. Yeah, their starters didn't play together that much. I mean, that's the thing with these preseason games. You're going off of sometimes just one stint of the starters all being together, but that's what I got. So have a good one, guys.